Okay, finally, I want to quickly show you this advanced construct compared to the normal one, the conditional independent construct. And for our previous example, I think it will work quite directly for the context. Remember, we say we want to make causal inference uh, in the high level, the causal semantic level from the data we have in the low level, the measurement level, right? And the first step is to find out the cluster associated to each of the latent superior factors in the high level by using the tetrad constraint. So um, let me give you some intuition about the tetrad constraint here, and maybe we should talk about the assumption about the tetrad constraint. That is there some requirements before we apply the tetrad constraints into our code diagram? And first one is about linearity. That is, we will assume that the mapping, this causal mapping from the high level to the lower level to be the linear one. And I think this is quite normal because, in practice, we tend to assume the relations just simply to be the linear relations, right? Because this will make things goes more easier. Okay, and the second assumption is that we require, you see, the factors in the belowing should there should not have some causal relations among those factors, and again, this is quite fit to our context, right? Because we didn't talk about there is some causal relations among the question now. Maybe a person who write some answer on the questionnaire A tend to give some similar answer on the questionnaire B, but that is not because there's have some correlations between these two questionnaire. Essentially, it is because that questionnaire, these two questionnaire, reflect some some deeper characteristic about that person, right? And that is exactly we're gonna seeking in a high level, in a causal semantic level. Okay, so given those two assumptions, we can apply the Detailed constraint in the code diagram, and this will help us um, detect partially the, the structure about the superior factor. And the Detailed constraint will do this by give us some special independent patterns, and the terminology often call this like tetra vanish. And here, that is what I say. We have some patterns, some constraints that beyond the normal conditional independence one, because we put some additional assumption on the causal diagrams. And that is exactly the point about this. You see, when we put some assumptions on the structure of the causal diagrams, it will in turn give us some constraints for us to detect some specific structure from the data. All right, that's it. That is the whole contents about this about the whole series. And if you've watched here, and I hope I can give you some some intuition about the causal diagrams learning, about the causal discovery by those lovely stories. And I think more importantly, it's for those who are quite interested in causation. I hope I can also give you a connection to those, the popular causal book that I mentioned in the introduction episode. Um, those are the researchers who make great contribution in the fields of causal discovery, and they also told so many interesting story about the causal diagrams learning. Okay, thanks for your watching.